Wes Anderson is known for a few very interesting idiosyncrasies. One of them is complete and utter symmetry in his films. The other is Bill Murray. And the third is a kind of weird, awkward storytelling, but with absolute and total confidence. And if you're familiar with Wes Anderson's work, Isle of Dogs is no different. If you like his stuff, you'll like this one. If you don't like his stuff or haven't seen it, it could be a weird one. April and I went and checked out Isle of Dogs today, and we thought we'd sit down and have a little discussion about it. Welcome to You're Wrong, Great from the Bait. As I said, we have with me today...
April. Hi.
Yeah, that's
That's me.
And I'm Dylan. And yeah, so April, we figured out that you've seen one or two Wes Anderson films.
Yeah.
You saw Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Yeah.
Another stop motion, interestingly enough. His only other stop motion, I think. Did you read the book?
No, I didn't.
I feel like I have memories of that book. And like it was really
From your childhood?
Yeah, like it was really bloodily illustrated. I remember being scarred by the image of the fox's tail being shot off. Yeah.
It's all coming back to you.
Yeah. So I've seen a few Wes Anderson films. Grand Budapest Hotel, which I loved. Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou, which was all right. Royal Tenenbaums, which I didn't like. And Fantastic Mr. Fox. I think that's all the ones. And I think I started Darjeeling Limited, but I didn't finish it. So this is definitely not my first rodeo. God. Okay, so you didn't even know that he'd done Fantastic Mr. Fox.
That's right. Yeah.
So we'll call this a virgin experience because when was it that you watched the other one?
Oh, a long while ago.
Yeah. So your hymen's healed. Your artistic hymen. I got to stop.
Oh God.
So what were your impressions before we get too hard into the film? What were your impressions of this style?
So I'm usually really into like this sort of film, like a bit out there,
Quirky as hell.
yeah, a bit like a bit different. And I like that most of it was going to be in Japanese, and it was. I thought it was going to be really good. Didn't really like it.
Was it? What was it? Was it the style? Because he does put people off. He's a fucking weirdo.
It was the jumping back and forth between 21 weeks and 6 days later, and
the film was basically told in dog years.
True. And they kept doing it in. I mean, it's Japanese style, I guess, to do it in parts. So I can understand it, but it's just too much jumping.
Just a bit jarring for you?
And it was just something awesome would happen, and then dialogue for like an hour and a half.
See, yeah, Grand Budapest is a lot like that. He does what he wants, and that's about it. Wes Anderson has this thing where he will get characters to say extraordinary things in an extraordinarily ordinary way. It's really bizarre. Like some of the lines he'll give characters and then have them say. So I think he's quite dialogue focused, and he's very sparing with his action pieces.
I found the dialogue to be very
Bit dry.
like you wouldn't have that kind of like the conversation that these dogs are having. It's so stupid to say. The dogs are talking, which I found jarring. And
I thought that was great. I thought they were really well animated.
They brilliantly, like, it was a beautiful film. A lot of fucking work went into that.
Yeah, God, watching that, I was like,
you have to move every little bit.
well, where are the bits? Like watching so this is a stop motion film. Watching Wallace and Gromit, particularly the old ones, you can see the thumbprints in their faces. Like you can very clearly see like the machinations behind the camera making them work and move. Whereas with this one, everything, like it was this weird like middle ground between like looking like it was completely made by a child from like household items, like clouds made of cotton bud, and like the fire was crepe paper and stuff. And then like there's this whole other side to it, which was like this perfectly polished directing style, lighting, all that shit. It was so weird to look at. I'm fucking fascinated by how they made that. Because I don't remember, maybe it probably was the same with Fantastic Mr. Fox, but I don't remember it like that. Particularly the humans. So when you look at like a stop motion film, even like Coraline, it still looks like it's like a model. These look like some kind of like weird toy. And it really tripped me out. Because like with Coraline and like Nightmare Before Christmas, you can see like where the faces come off and like where they replace the expressions and stuff. The only thing I can think of is that they replace the whole heads. in this
Yeah,
one.
for
It's
sure.
so bizarre. It just
I
freaked
think
me
they
out.
did, actually. I think they had like a different,
A whole skull,
a whole thing. Yeah.
which
for
is
each
incredible
expression.
because the whole thing's going to sit still while you're replacing everything over and over and over. There's no room for a deleted scene in this. So, for whatever else there is to say about the film, whether you liked it or not, you like you said, like a lot of fucking work went into it.
Yeah, and you can see it and you can appreciate it.
Yeah, gotcha. I mean, it's a beautiful to look at film. It really appealed to the neurotic in me, having everything nice and split down the middle. We were talking about how we've both watched Luther, and I've noticed a thing with British television, particularly like dramatic television, they never put their fucking actors in the middle. The screen always has them like in the bottom left corner or like off to the side. And like it's really weird the way they focus things. There's a bit where like Luther's just walking out of his car and he's only in the bottom half of the screen, and the top half of the screen is just like the hotel and the sky. Like there's nothing going on. It's like the camera guy like doesn't know where the hell he's looking. It's insane. It's really interesting. But going from like that, like I was watching that last night and then watching this today, it was really weird watching going from like something that's so loose to something that's so tight.
It had to be, for sure.
Yeah, and that's very much Wes Anderson's style. He's all about having very even placement. I don't know, maybe he's a neat freak at home.
Possibly.
So, I don't know, maybe we should explain the plot a little bit. Was it Japan?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, for those at home who don't know, Isle of Dogs, the premise is that the mayor of Japan, I've got that wrong. The mayor of
the city.
Yeah. What was it called? What was the city called?
I don't know.
Yeah, okay. The mayor of the city,
in
the main
Japanese.
city. It was not in Japanese. Anyway, the mayor of the city declares a war on dogs, more or less, and has them all banished to Garbage Island off the coast. And that's where all the dogs go. And then everything changes when a little boy, the mayor's distant nephew, his ward, crashes on the island looking for his beloved dog, voiced by Liv Schreiber, which was a nice surprise. I didn't know he was in it. Let's talk about the cast for a second, actually.
Yeah.
I don't know how he does it. He attracts these incredible voices and incredible talents to his films. This is like his fourth or fifth movie with Bill Murray. And, yeah, I don't know. Okay.
I think everyone wants a chance to do something quirky.
Yeah.
To do something different.
It's less surprising to see Edward Norton and Jeff Goldblum because they're weirdos. I think people underestimate how weird Edward Norton is. But, like, Bryan Cranston, coming off of, he's had a huge success with Breaking Bad, which was like 4 or 5 years ago now, but I haven't seen him in a lot of stuff. So it was interesting. He's once again proven that he's an incredible talent. I thought he did a really good performance. Mm-hmm. You touched on the fact that the humans all spoke Japanese and the dogs don't speak English. It's just that their barks have been translated to English for us.
Yes, as they told us.
I liked that.
Yeah, it was good.
Who knew? Who knew that dogs could sound like celebrities? Like, that's so bizarre. I don't know. This is a weird film to discuss. I don't know what to do with it.
It's just its own thing. Like,
yeah.
And it's really subjective as to whether you're going to like it or not.
Absolutely. Which is brave, I think. It's uncompromising. It's exactly what it wants to be. So, Wes Anderson, clearly not a cat person.
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit. Cats are the
Hated
devil.
those cats. The cats were in prison in the end.
Were they? That
You
seems
saw
a
them
bit
walking
harsh.
past
That seems a bit...
prison.
Oh, fuck, they were.
with
That's
their
mild
owners.
spoiler, but whatever. Geez, yeah, I just don't know how to approach this film. So, you didn't like the story. Was it just the pacing or the like the structure of it? You said you didn't like the flashbacks.
Yeah, so the flashbacks was jarring, and you really just don't understand where everything fits in. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention as well as I should
You
have
kept
been.
checking your phone.
I have an infant
Why did I just know that was going to be your excuse? Yeah, right on.
who is without me.
My mistake.
It's very sad.
Very sad. It's horrible.
But seriously, going through it, I was like, how much time has actually passed? Because
It felt
the first
long.
45 minutes before action started,
It felt very long.
so long.
it came out to like an hour and a half. It wasn't a long
Yeah,
movie
it
at all.
was.
And yeah, I anticipated that. I got there like just in time for the movie, and I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna need like a bottle of water or something to occupy me because this is gonna take forever, even though it's not that long. Because he meanders
Yeah. Okay.
as a director. He's in absolutely no fucking rush to go anywhere. Which, you know, that's your thing, I guess. But like, yeah, he takes a long time.
He really explores the scene.
Yeah.
And sometimes it just doesn't need to happen. And I can see where they probably shot it. And he's like, oh, I fucking did all that fucking work. Sorry, Heather. Swearing.
No. You just can't say cunt.
Oh, okay.
You have to say vagine.
Vagine.
Yeah, it's amazing how much work, how artistic a film can be when it seems like he only uses like 4 or 5 shots. You have your close up of all the heroes in like a flat wide, and then you just have your one-on-one shots, and then everybody's like facing each other. There's no diagonals. It's just fucking bizarre. I don't know. I'm gonna obsess about that for a while. Were you happy with the acting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The voices were great.
Any standouts
fun.
for you?
I would like to see who the little boy was.
The little pilot,
Yeah.
Akira,
Yeah.
Attila, no,
Um,
Atari.
Atari. What I was gonna say the little.
I was like, it's something racist.
Yeah. Whoever did that, he was so cute.
fun. Yeah, he was you're probably like a 45-year-old woman. Let's talk about the fucking American for a second here. The
Fucking American.
Taylor Swift with an afro. Now,
Yes.
First of
What?
all, she's throwing all this shade and attitude to all these people. You're in the fucking country. Learn the fucking language.
She knows the language. She spoke to the grandma.
Yeah, and she refuses to speak it.
Yeah, true.
Except to the grandma, because she will refuse to understand her in English. And yet, she tries to like lead this whole revolution in someone else's country. Now, this is gonna sound bad, but I want you to remember that this was Japanese culture, and this was an American trying to tell them what to do. Imagine for a moment that a Middle Eastern man came to Australia, a student, a young fella, and then decided to like lead a revolution against one of our policies, but he refused to speak English. Would that be received very well by the Australian people, regardless of how valid his arguments might have been? I think not.
She got deported pretty quickly.
She got extremely deported. But
Here's
then
your ticket.
But then they changed it and she got undeported at the end.
Bit disappointing.
Why is that funny?
Oh, well, like the
Immigration's funny.
Mayor, yeah. The mayor of this town just.
That was interesting, actually.
decided.
I thought
He's
it was
12, wasn't he?
Oh yeah, the kid.
The
Yeah,
kid.
I don't know. He was something. She had a crush on him. Taylor
He
Swift.
changed his tune though. The uncle.
The uncle. Yeah, I found that really interesting
His
too.
honor.
They set him up as like a real like cold at heart villain, and then he changed his mind. Like he was moved, and I thought that was different.
From a haiku.
Yeah, a haiku, which it took me a little too long to realize was not English syllables.
Yeah.
I was like 6, 3, 2. That's not a. Oh, it's Japanese. Yeah, no, I thought that was it was kind of sweet. Like the idea that just because you're on the wrong side doesn't mean you can't swap. I don't know. I thought this was like overall a very sweet film. I thought this was definitely a film about, at its core, compassion and having feeling for one another and overcoming those kinds of boundaries. Like when you take like Bryan Cranston's dog, Chief.
Yeah.
It's all about him like overcoming his hatred of humans and his anger and the little American girl's hatred of Japanese, I guess. I don't know, Japanese foreign policies. I liked it. I don't know. I thought I responded really well to it. I thought it was super sweet. I thought it was really funny. What did you think of the humor?
Yeah, it was funny.
Yeah?
It had its moments.
Was there any particular moment that really stood out for you? Just for any reason?
That was funny.
Doesn't have to be because it was funny.
Nothing was ha funny.
I think there were a few moments.
Funny. I kind of laughed when they went into the incinerator.
Like, well.
And I was like, what the fuck? You can't just kill 4 people.
You knew that they weren't dead. And then the things weren't working. I'm like, oh, I get it. It's broken.
So that was kind of funny.
That's really funny. Yeah, no,
Like,
no,
well,
no.
if it was broken, would be dead by now.
It's a very quietly funny, and that's him as well. Like, it's very quietly funny.
Were you really surprised that it didn't get into all the cinemas
Yeah.
in Australia?
All right. Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about that for a second. So, I mean, I'm not surprised. It's an arty film. What surprises me is that he still gets money to make them. That's what shocks the hell out of me because they're, like we said, like they're uncompromisingly artistic and just whatever the fuck he wants to do, very clearly.
Go see it.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's absolutely a film that, I mean, I liked it. I really liked it, despite my film hating history. But again, like if you don't like Wes Anderson, it's probably not your thing. I reckon this is fine for kids.
Yeah.
I reckon it's a
Yeah.
good kids movie. Get some culture up in them. You know, don't take him to Hotel Transylvania 3. Take him to Isle of Dogs. Fucking hell. God, I'm just so sick of those movies. I don't think there's anything else really to say. Like, this is a film that you can't really sum up. Like, you really kind of have to go in depth with it if you're going to discuss it.
Yeah, for sure.
But, yeah. All right. Any final thoughts?
Yeah, the more that we talk about it, the more I think I enjoyed it,
Oh, well, there you
which is weird.
go.
Like, yeah, I enjoyed it, and I would,
Maybe you didn't like the overall thing, but, like, it had many parts that you liked.
yeah, many parts.
I don't know. Sometimes you got to reflect on things. I'm thinking maybe I didn't hate Tomb Raider as much. Yeah. No final thoughts? Just that you upon reflection, you might be liking it a little more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dawned on
No.
me.
Yeah. No, he's like that. I remember I didn't like Royal Tenenbaum, mostly because fucking Owen Wilson was in it. I didn't mind Life Aquatic. I didn't get Fantastic Fox. I just liked that Willem Dafoe was in it, and he was kind of evil. I loved Grand Budapest, and there's a few others I haven't seen. Yeah. No, if you're a Wes Anderson film, this is definitely for you. If you don't like his stuff, you're probably not going to like it. And if you don't know his stuff, then you're probably going to have April's experience where you walk in, you're not really sure what's happening. You walk out, you're confused, maybe you're a little angry, a little upset, and then it grows on you like a fungus, like a foot fungus. Basically, Wes Anderson is the athlete's foot of the film world.
That kind of makes me want to go and watch the other films. So,
Alrighty, well, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Even if you didn't, go ahead, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check us out on Facebook and on our website, secret-source.media, and we will see you guys next time. Bye.
bye.